Hey YouTube, while we got a beat playing and I was freestyling, this spider, where's he at? He's like, I don't even know if that's a spider. He's right there. You can see him. And my foster dad picked a weapon to kill him.
I think maybe you're looking at the knot in the wood.
No, trust me. It's a bug that just crawled there. I'm about to turn it up so you can see it. That's a bug right there. He got legs. The viewers could see him. You want me to show you the video real quick?
Oh, it's not a spider. It's a.
Now he's calling up the wall.
Yeah, here, move. It's a what do you call it?
Centipede?
Yeah, millipede.
How in the world did he get in here? Oh yeah, you definitely are dressed like Santa.
Yeah, but no plumber's butt.
Huh?
No plumber's butt. When the pants fall down.
What is that?
When the pants fall down, you can see the honey crack.
Oh, is that what you got those for?
Yeah.
Is that the use of harnesses?
Although it's almost. What's that?
Is that the use of harness? Are those harnesses?
Suspenders.
Suspenders?
It escaped, but.
Okay. Well, I'm sure of the future, like me in the future, probably whenever I get close to your age, my viewers will see me dressed like that. Because they say you are what your environment is.
Well,
So I'm probably going to get
a lot of contractors will wear these just because.
Did your grandparents ever wear stuff like that?
Well, they probably did, but I don't remember.
Oh, really?
It was more popular back then, in the barn and stuff like that.
Wait, so memory really fades as you get older? Is that true? Oh, that's heartbreaking.
I don't remember because my grandparents were dead before I
Sorry.
was older.
I didn't know that's what you meant.
When I was young.
So you didn't really know him?
No, I thought that I never met either one of my grandfathers, but then I realized I did have some memories of my grandfather.
For real?
When I was real young.
Hey, you should try these vitamin ones too that are in there. I mean, they're not vitamin, they're super green.
Oh yeah, I had one.
Oh, you did? And then I got these things. Try this, man. These are actually good. They don't taste bad at all. These are actually good. Here's what it has as far as like benefit: immune support, electrolytes, and this is all natural. It has 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C plus other antioxidants, zinc and manganese to support your immune system. 7 B vitamins, including B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, and B9, and B12. Enhance energy naturally without caffeine.
Yeah, B12 is an important one.
It is?
Yeah, a lot of people are short B12.
I feel like I'm short of a lot of B vitamins. I should start taking B vitamins. I should probably just take a multivitamin.
A lot of people are short B12 and B. Vitamin D.
This also has your electrolytes in it. Like, you don't have to use this.
Well, that's why I'm taking it. Because,
Yeah. I need to take it too.
I was getting like cramps last night. I had to take some of your electrolyte stuff.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
These are good, ain't they?
And then I had like 3 glasses of water.
Yeah, hey, I just filled up this thing. This is an extra, like, I think we should all try to at least drink half a gallon a day. Because a gallon makes a big difference.
The problem is when you get older, you pee more.
Well, you're going to
You
pee
don't
more,
hold it.
regardless.
No, you don't hold it. But
Yeah,
you
but
feel like you have to go if you don't.
wear diapers. I'll pick a diaper up over bad health. I mean, you don't have bad health, but
This is a muscle.
over missing out on health potential.
Must be part Russian. I had to order another pair of suspenders.
Why?
Because I didn't like these.
Well, you should show that in the camera. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool.
What's
Back
that?
it up a little bit. Pour it. Set it back down by the fork. Yeah, one more time. And after it bubbles a little bit, it probably won't. Now lift it up and drink it in. This is such a cool frame. Hey viewers, you can take that frame and edit it however you want. This is free content.
Cannot.
Look at the frame.
Not without a release of my image. I need to make some money on this.
Facts. Now, this is actually a pretty good frame. Rule of thirds. The door is like, let me back it up just a little bit. There will be more thirds. Edit that out. I'm still uploading every day, but the videos at this point are dumb. So, I mean, they're not dumb. They're more like younger audience videos, but they're still doing pretty good. I posted for the first time in less than 24 hours. I got 20 views on long videos, not those short ones. So back to back. So apparently YouTube's giving me a slight support. Now I just gotta catch up to these guys who've been doing it for years. Because if you've been doing it for years, the algorithm is on your side. The more you give to YouTube, the more it gives back. Yeah. The algorithm is.
I would have loved making videos when I was younger.
What do you mean?
I just don't have as much motivation to do it, but I'm interested in it.
Do it. That's how you get motivation.
You have to prioritize what's the most important. After a while, you figure it out. You're like, well, I say I want to do
You
it.
don't
but I
have to
do it, so that
prioritize.
doesn't
You got a lot of time every single day. You get home. You got hours before bedtime. That's the truth. Like what are you doing? What are you doing right now? You're just chilling. You could be making a video.
How about what I should be doing?
Well, if you stick to a schedule, you could put this in. The 30 minutes a
If
day.
I'm not good enough to do what I should be doing, I might be good enough to do what I don't have to do.
That doesn't make sense. That statement does not hold any weight in this conversation. That statement holds zero weight.
I just don't follow it.
Because it's like reading a book. If you
I'm not
listen, let me finish. I listen to you. If you read a book for an hour a day, eventually you're gonna know more. If you take a video for 30 minutes a day, eventually it doesn't have to be like a full blown out hobby. You just test it out. Eventually.
What I'm saying is it's not important enough for me to prioritize it like that.
But you say you want to.
No, I said when I was younger, I would have been more interested in it.
And then you said
You just don't have the oomph to
you
put
just
into
said you
it
would
anymore.
like to though.
Well, in a perfect world, I'd like to be 18
Well,
again.
why don't you make this the perfect
I'd like
world?
to be 18 again.
You don't have to be 18 to make videos. There's a lot of very elderly people on YouTube,
I can't explain
older than
it,
you.
Brad. As you get older, your interests
That's an
change.
excuse because there's a
No,
lot
no.
of there's so many older people older than you from a different generation
Greg, let me
making YouTube videos.
educate you.
That's a fake statement though.
Greg.
That's your
Greg,
mindset.
let me finish what I'm saying.
It's your mindset.
I didn't
It's a
say-
weak
It's not my
mindset.
mindset. It's not my mindset.
Yes, it is because there's people older than you just
Let me
starting.
explain it to you.
Explain it. Go ahead.
The sociologists say.
It
as-
doesn't
as
matter
you-
what a sociologist
Let me finish.
says.
That as you grow, you go through different stages. And for instance, at some age, there's magical thinking, and kids are real into magic and magic tricks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Fairy stories, and as you get older, you're just at one
That's
point in
fake.
your life you're afraid of
That's
the.
a statistic.
At one point in your life,
That's
you're
a-
more likely to be afraid of the dark, and then as you get older, you just grow out of it.
Well, no duh.
And
But
some
that
things,
doesn't relate to this.
I'm just not as into it, even though I used to be really into it.
Well, we humans are creatures of habit. We build habits, and we also build a hate for certain habits over not hitting that muscle.
I'm sure you guys all agree with me, right?
I'm sure they don't. Well, weak-minded people will.
We need to have a
humans.
vote.
Humans are creatures of habit.
I hope we have a
If
vote on this.
like listen. So
I hope we get some old listeners who can side with me.
it's the truth
not
because like that's an excuse. That's like that's like saying, oh, this doctor
Like,
said.
you don't
Let me.
understand.
Can I talk? That's like saying this doctor says this isn't possible to do. But how many times do people defy what a professional says? Like you either go by what you want to do and believe in God that you can do it, or you say, oh, they say it can't be done, and that's weak. And I don't
If
I don't
wanna do
associate
it,
with that.
You're assuming I want to do
You
it.
said you would like
I
to.
said when I was 18.
You said
What
you
I'm
would
trying to
like
express is I have an interest in it, but not enough.
An
to do
interest
it.
means you would like to. You
No,
would like to
Greg, you
explore.
have to prioritize in life. You can only do so many things.
You
can't
have a
do-
lot of time
you
every
can't
day.
do everything.
Yes, you can.
I don't want to
Yes,
do
you
everything.
can.
It's too tiring.
No, I disagree.
He just doesn't understand getting old. Excuses ignorance. His young age.
You're not even in the frame. Now you are. I'm gonna be young forever. Never, never, never.
I mean, it's not bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not
Excuse
like
me.
I'm in a bad place. It's just a different place. I'm actually amused that some of the things that, I'm not as into Christmas time. Like when I was younger, it meant more to me. It just was more
Because
exciting.
you probably haven't been.
Now presents don't mean as much. I mean, they're nice to get, but
Because they're
it's
not.
not the same.
They're not given with the same spirit as it used to be.
No, it's just like when you're younger, it's just maybe because I can buy pretty much whatever I want, so it's like
Well, that don't dwell on the
to
material.
a certain degree.
Don't dwell on the material.
I'm just saying, it's just not.
You probably don't have the right.
It's just
people
not
around
the
you.
same. You just,
I don't.
just
It seems
else?
it
There's
seems like
other-
it's a very depressed
there's
environment
other
here.
things that changed for me.
Like what?
I used to really be into Stargate. I really like watching Stargate a lot.
Stargate?
Yeah. I'm not as into watching that anymore.
I'm not into watching any shows.
Maybe The
Except
Simpsons. I
Family
used to
Guy.
like watching that more too. I don't like that as much as I used to.
Why is that?
I don't know. I really don't. I
For
really
real?
don't. Yeah. It's all. I just attribute it to being older and just maybe. I don't know.
I mean that's kind of similar to how whenever you're 20 or 19, you don't want to watch kids cartoons. Whenever you're 10.
Yeah, I used to love Bugs Bunny. I used to love Captain Crunch. This is a little different, but Captain Crunch and Frosted Flakes, I ate it every day for breakfast, every single day, and I loved them. Now I can't even eat a spoonful of it. I literally will spit it out like poison.
Yeah.
Not quite as bad as poison, but I really don't like it at all. You might as well just give me a spoonful of sugar and say eat it. I just wouldn't eat it.
Yeah, I'm the same way now. Is that's that human being creatures of habit. Like you have new habits. You don't eat the way you used to.
Well, and part of it's
You
probably,
broke the habit.
I don't know if it's because part of it's that you get used to eating sweets, and part of it is that you're running around all the time when you're young, so
Right,
your
habit.
body can process the sugar better.
Habit.
Yeah, remember, other things change too. I can't think of what they were, but.
Friendships.
I was still like helping people. Yeah, I do.
What do you mean?
Like if I come across somebody that really needs help and I can help them, I'd like to be able to help them.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like financially or they need,
Yeah. I've noticed that Miss Linda doesn't like it. I don't really understand.
She does and she doesn't, I think. She's not like I am, but she has her generous moments. She likes to be more in control of it. If I come up with the idea, it's a definite no. I don't care what it is, you know that. I've said that before.
Yeah, why is it?
I don't know. I could suggest anything. I don't care what it is. She won't like it. She
she's,
said no.
she's angry in like every conversation.
You
But
think
like, huh?
with me or just
Yeah.
in general?
Like every time you talk to her, she won't even look at you and she goes, huh. She don't even listen to you. I don't get it. She like anything you say, anything. It could be, I love you. It could be, how was your, or not how was your day, she'll tell you how her day was. But if it's like some statement more towards you, or more like about you, she'll,
Unfortunately, the relationships that you had with your, you saw your parents have, you tend to mimic them.
for real.
Yeah.
So I better not be,
Her mom and dad were very conflictual.
for real.
Yeah.
I better not be mimicking that.
She's an improvement
She is?
from her mom.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
But there's definitely that, you know, conflictual stuff in there.
Like Jay, I want to give, I really want to give Jay a chance, bro. Like I'm close to giving her a chance, cause like there's so many good things about her. Her mom.
Was she over? Did I see her recently?
Yeah, no, not recently. She's so busy now, but sometimes I feel like she just like she wants me to come out there to see her. She tells me that. She's like, why don't you come see me? Because she came here like 4 times.
Well, you should go out to see her then.
I should, but I never want to make time to. And I know that that's my fault, but like.
Well, you're partly afraid
Afraid of what?
of rejection. Go out there.
Rejection.
Yeah,
Rejection of what?
from her.
I have
That
her.
won't work out.
I have her full admiration.
Well, that's good. You maybe you're afraid of losing it. If you go out there, you can pop the bubble and.
Nah, bro, trust me. I'm really weird. Like I don't know if you noticed. Whenever I'm on the phone with her, I'm me. Like how I talk to you, I talk to her the same way. And she's like starstruck by me because all the name I got to me, the model, or this or that, and she sees how my peers respect me and how I get stuff going. And I'm real smart. Like I show her my smart side. I don't usually show people my smart side because I don't care to prove to you that I'm smart.
Right.
Like, and plus it's power whenever people don't think you're smart. And she loves it. She loves it. So,
Yeah, she's smart too, you said, right?
5.0 student.
Yeah.
I was in all the 5.0 classes.
You see, in my day, we only had 4.0. That was a perfect score. Now they had to increase it to 5.0. Maybe your kids will have 6.0.
Probably.
That's fine.
There's a lot more to learn though. But on top of school, like I already had certificates in college. Like I learned a lot at Cal U in 4 years, and then they took us to so many colleges. Like it was a wonderland to me. Cause I'm not gonna lie to you, my whole life until last year or 2 years ago, whenever I decided not to go to college was like a dreamland to me. And then being accepted, like it was by the grace of God. I promise you that I got accepted into that program. Because, can I tell you this quick story about?
Yeah.
So in 8th grade, wow, it's good I'm remembering the story and getting it on video. In 8th grade, Upward Bound came to, no, this was in 7th grade. 7th grade, Upward Bound. 7th grade was the year I lost my mother. And Upward Bound came to the school to introduce themselves. You know how they give presentations, people come to school, hey, well, we think you should join this program, da-da-da, and the kids are usually like just falling asleep, like I don't care. Well, they had it, and I was really tired that day. I didn't sleep the night before, and I was stressing my mind about going home to Jackie and pleasing her, but accepting the fact that my mom's gone, because I was still in that stage of grief. So I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, they come in, I'm locked on. And the lady looks at me more than anybody else in the class, because most people aren't even acknowledging it, this opportunity. I see this. I'm looking at this as, bro, this is huge. Are y'all not hearing what she's saying? And everybody's just like, like not paying attention. And I was like, And the teacher didn't like me because I used to get in trouble a lot. I was a big class clown. The teacher, but I had A's in every class, so it was so funny. But I was a big class clown, but I had a 99 in his class. So he wasn't going to recommend me to her. I'm sitting there, I'm looking. I actually have YouTube videos of this day. I'm looking, and she's giving a presentation at the end. She's like, would anybody be interested in a pamphlet? I'm like, me. And then she's like, the teacher's like, great, calm down. Jeez. I'm like, his name was Mr. Zajac. I'm like, me. And she's like, okay, we're gonna give them out to everybody. And she handed out to everybody, and she stopped me. She was like, what's your name, young man? I said, my name's Greg Smith, and I'm excited for this program. I'll do the best I can, and I just lost my mom, but I'm gonna make this a bigger opportunity, make her proud. And I'm like super excited, this young, energetic 7th grader. And she's like, what's your grades looking like? And I was like, well, I got my first C ever this year, but I think it's just 'cause I'm going through a rough time. But I got a 3.8. And she's like, that's great. 3.8 is really good. And I thought it was bad, but I was like, okay. And then she's like, all right, come with me after class. Bell rings. I'm excited. She says she's at the office. I'm running, full sprint with my book bag on, running as fast as I can to the office. She's standing in the hallway. I was actually catching her on her way to the office. I stopped. Her name is Miss Ramsey. Beautiful, older, like mid-30s black lady. She was the owner of the Upward Bound program, first ever woman and black woman to do it. She was just inspiring me. That year she was the owner. She became the owner. I'm like Miss Ramsey. And I was overwhelmed, like so much energy, like Miss Ramsey. I promise I'll do good. Just give me a chance to be in this program, please. I'm super excited. She's like, listen, there's just a process we go through, and we're gonna look at your name. I'll write your name down and tell them to keep you in mind.
And that's how you got the Upward Bound program?
Well, yeah, that's kind of how I got in, kind of. But it goes even further than that. But I'm like, no, please, you don't understand, just let me in, because I was an ignorant little kid. I'm like, just let me in. She's like, she starts laughing. And then I'm like, because I was a goofy little kid, I'm just like, are you gonna let me in? She's like, we'll get back to you. Fast forward to 8th grade. I'm not thinking of much except basketball. This is the second year ever playing basketball. At this point, I have about, I'll say, over 900 hours in, because I would play 10 hours a day, and I track my hours throughout the year. And no. I had 762 hours at this quarter. It was a third semester, third 9 weeks, and I get a call at the house. And my house was a decent environment at this point, because my aunt was still sobbing with me about my mother. So it wasn't as abusive as it used to be. And I was excited. I'm at home, we're cooking. She gets a phone call on her home phone. It starts ringing. She answers it. She's like, hello? You want to speak to Greg? Yeah, he's right here. And she looks at me. I'm like, who is it? She's like, Upward Bound. What's Upward Bound? I'm like, Upward. I just started going crazy. I jumped up on the counter. But I wasn't screaming. I run to the living room. I'm like, hello? I'm like, yes, this is Greg. And they're like, hi, Greg. Congratulations, you are chosen for an interview. We're gonna interview you, and there's a three-part interview process. We pick about 100 kids, and you were one of them. And I was like, wow, are you serious? And they go to every school in the Fayette County, 100 kids out of every kid that puts in. I'm like, are you serious? And they're like, yeah. I go there. I didn't have a lot of nice stuff at that time, but I had a few suits from where I used to sing in church. And I go there, everybody's dressed so much nicer than me. And they were like real geeky, like extra geeky looking kids. And their parents were like, my kid's this and that. And I thought, I was like, I have no chance. I'm like, I'm done. And I was so nervous. I remember they called me back. I go back, listen, I was sweating. They have you in this little box office. No joke, there was sweat on my forehead and my palms were sweaty whenever I shook her hand and I sat down and I was all over the place because my ADHD was really bad. I was like they'd ask me a question and I wasn't used to interviews. I'm only like 13 years old. I wasn't used to interviews. I'm like, here's why you should accept me in Upward Bound. They asked me 5 questions at that interview. 3 weeks, I get a call. They're like, "Hi, Greg, this is Upward Bound following up with you. We have interest. We're gonna do 2 more interviews."
Okay, good.
They do 2 more interviews. They do 2 more interviews. The first interview, nailed it. It was the first interview I was confident on. And then the second interview, I never got the second interview. I made my way to the second interview. There was one more I was supposed to get, and I never got it. I never got a call about it or anything. And then I get a letter in the mail randomly, right before 9th grade year, over the summer. Big packet, California University, official written on it. Comes in. I thought it was like, "Sorry, unfortunately we couldn't let you in." It heard like apology letter to me, so I was crying before I opened it, cause I figured I didn't get the interview. There's no reason to open it. And my aunt was like, "Open this," and I'm like, "No," and Jackie, like, "It's probably bad," and she's like, "You know what? I'll open it." And then she didn't tell me what it was. She opened it and she threw it on the counter and left it there, like the congratulations all spread out. And I come in, I'm like, "Yo!" And she heard me screaming. I was screaming. And then fast forward, the first year in Upward Bound, I was very like, I made a name for myself really fast in the program. Like under 2 months, I was getting kids from different schools texting me, different counties, Greene County, Waynesburg, Hempfield, every school. I've never even met people at these schools except for sports. And they're texting me over
Is
this.
this the one that people said wasn't working?
No, it works.
No, you just said it wasn't working.
Are you listening?
Yes.
So in the first year of the program, I gotta start writing this stuff into a book. This is such good memories. I gotta write this stuff down. But the first summer's like their big thing where you stay on campus, you learn what it's like to time manage and take classes throughout the day. And if you're a freshman, they're just warming you up to your time management, you know? Well, it usually works for me.
Yeah, maybe I just got it set.
It's spitting gas, yeah. But the first year in the program, I was really like, I was all in. I was a class clown, but I also had really good classes. It kind of evened out, but that was where I learned to be professional. Like I learned a little bit of a professional, but like comedian professional, and how to do that with higher ups and get them to respect you while you can still be freely yourself and funny, but also call for respect from others, you know? So the first year, it started out bumpy the first week, and then the next 3 weeks, Miss Ramsey got a hold of me because she remembered me from middle school, and she took me under her wing and had me doing a bunch of stuff other kids weren't doing in the program. It was from on campus to the tours we went on, to the connections, everything was beautiful. And she would give me lectures because she knew what was going on. The years to come at my house, at my home life, like they would actually have meetings with me. The final year I was there, I was having panic attacks. I was told I had a hole in my heart. You remember I had a hole in my heart, and I was just.
Did that heal?
Honestly, the doctors say it did, but my heart be messing with me sometimes. So I think about it sometimes. I get chest pains a lot. I get weird
Well, did you?
flutters.
They never told you. They said it healed, but
Well, I actually have this written down, but yeah, but so whenever I had the heart issue, I was 16. No, I just turned 17, and it was the day after my 17th birthday. I got diagnosed with it. The doctor said, like, just stay down for a few months, don't exercise, don't be crazy, you know, like just chill, just relax. And me, like, I'm stubborn, so and I believe if I'm good, then I'm good. But like if my gut's telling me I'm good, I'm good. So I had a lot of things that I had to achieve for the senior year basketball. I was just starting to make varsity, so I was like, nah. Every day I was working. and it was getting worse and worse and worse because it was more anxiety, I think, than it was the heart. Because
Yeah, stress
You know,
into all
yeah.
kinds of funky things.
yeah, it was definitely anxiety. I guarantee you, because I was on a different level of stress. Like oh my goodness, that was a bad year, right? So, but then I got in and then right after that happened, I was in a. So I was supposed to get checked for my heart disease to tell me if I'm good or not. August 27th. I got put in a shelter August 15th. And it was a shelter 3 hours away. And I couldn't get to my appointment. And now I'm in a shelter and you're eating junk like blob and like I'm still exercising a lot and being me. So I'm just stressed. Is my heart good, you know? Am I gonna die in here? And then eventually the last Fostrom got me. And they got me September 1st. And I told them immediately about like the heart thing, and we set up an appointment at Children's Hospital. They took us in, they did a test on me, and they were like in my mind, I'm like, you know, I feel really good. I was motivated, I was in a different zone, I was in the best shape of my life at that point, and I'm looking at I called him Mr. G at the last house, looking at Mr. G, I'm like, I'll be good. I'll be good. I promise. It's just anxiety. I'll be good. They come in, and my anxiety was going crazy. Like my head was pounding. They come in. They're like, Greg, we got good news and bad news, and you know that's never good from a doctor. They said we got good news and bad news.
Bad news is never good from a doctor.
Facts.
They give you good news.
Amen. Yeah, so they said we got good news and bad news. They set us down. I'm like, oh man. I'm like, yeah, can you just tell me the bad news? I just want the bad news. So unfortunately, we still found issues with the ventricles in your heart, and unfortunately your heart is still slightly enlarged. However,
Oh, that's right. And then later on, you told me that.
yeah, but this was God. This was nothing but God. Because listen, they said, however, we don't know if it's athlete's heart, which is common with athlete, and you could have this.
You definitely had that.
Yeah, it was athlete's heart. But I had bad anxiety because I didn't know. They said it could be athlete's heart or hypercardiomyopathy. Okay? But now here's where they killed me. They said you can't play basketball, unfortunately, this year because we're not sure what it is yet. We still have to run more tests. And varsity trials are coming up in 2 weeks. And I'm new to this school. Senior year, you have to make a name if you want to play.
So let's reverse because I know this story. Go to the other one. So they got, what was the program that took you to
Colleges?
yeah,
Upward Bound.
Upward Bound?
I guess I did
That's
jump
how
off
you
that.
got, that's how you got an Upward Bound. Okay, so
Yeah.
I didn't know that whole story. That's cool.
Yeah, that's a piece of that story. Upward Bound definitely changed my life. It matured me for that environment. It matured me for that environment, and it got me around a bunch of more like the variety of people,
Yeah.
and the way that the kids thought, like it was geniuses, you know. I was around 100 geniuses every summer, and it was amazing. And then on top of that, I felt like a celebrity. Like I was practically a celebrity in the program. Like I stood out, and even the kids who didn't like me liked me. Like it was weird. Like bro, I'll have Mike Black, my friend. He'll tell you some stories. Because even second year, I got kicked out for the second half of the summer over rumors that were made, and then eventually let back in because those rumors were proven to be false. But I got kicked
that's
out.
Pretty serious.
I know. I'm gonna tell you about that. I got kicked out, and as I got kicked out, there was still 3 weeks. There was still 3 weeks left, and I would get calls every night from people at the program, and they were like complaining to the people, complaining to the owners, doing this, doing that, and trying to tell the true side of the story, which I'm gonna tell you about. It was goofy, funny stuff, honestly. It's a hilarious story. But so there was these little kids who started a tribe called Gregory Smith. And it was one of the funniest stories. My friend Mike will tell you. So I left my binder there, and your binder has your name written on it, and all your folders inside have your name on it. And these kids, like, it's Kyle U, so they have kid camps as well during the summer. These kids got a hold of my binder, and they passed out my papers to each other, and it had my name on it, and the upward bound table was sitting right behind them, and these kids, like, the upward bound table doesn't even know this program here. It's just little kids, as far as we see, and they're going, Gregory Smith. Gregory Smith. Imagine how creepy that would be, because I'm not even there at this point. There was these kids going, Gregory Smith. And my friends started dying. They was telling me this story that they told me it over the phone, and they was telling me how hard they was laughing. And then I would get calls from girls in the program who I didn't really know them, but they respected me, and I had respect for everybody. So that they called me and just like check in on me, be like, listen, we're gonna keep talking to him and see what we can do, but I honestly just feel like they didn't want you here. And because I could understand it, because I was a clown, and they weren't used to a person of my character in the program, because I was different, but I was also a prodigy. So it was like, so they kicked me out. But then at the end of the summer, I stopped emailing after like the second week of being kicked out. I'm like, you know what? I was getting to college on my own. I'm smart. So, but I got a call like 2 weeks after the program ended from a lady named Marnie Hall. She was one of the staff of Upward Bound. She wasn't the head, but she's a staff. And she got a call. She checked in on me. She was like, hi, yes, I asked Mr. Ramsey to hold a meeting with you and Miss Jackie so that you could explain your side, because I don't feel that it was right the way that they just assumed and kicked you out of the program. So I'm gonna do my best, Greg. And I'm like, thank you, Miss Marnie. It means a lot to me, seriously. My aunt's like, thank you, ma'am. We'll be sure to make it there. Miss Ramsey has a meeting, and I thought it was gonna be awkward, like you walk in and it's like weird energy. I walked in, Miss Ramsey was smiling. She was, hey, how you guys doing? And we're like we came prepared to debate. You feel me? We're like, okay. We all sit down at a table, and Miss
Is she the one who initially got you in the program?
Yes, the lady who got me in the program, and she.
And she's the one who got you out.
Yeah, because she took her new job serious, you know. Right. It's her new. So she's sitting there. She got her earrings. She's all fancy. She's getting ready to go to a little outing with her daughter, and her daughter wasn't there. And she was like, it was so nice. We gave the same energy back to her. She was like, she's like, how you been, Jackie? Jackie's like, you know, good. Just doing the same old. And she's like, oh, that's good. How you been, Greg? And I'm like, I've been good, you know. I'm getting A's, you know, living life, because I didn't really have much going on in my life at that point. I'm like, I'm getting A's, I'm doing good. And then she's like, that's good. Well, here's the thing. And then the mood changed. So here's the thing. She leaned forward. I was nervous. She's like, I want to give you a second chance. She was trying to make it feel like I should feel guilty. She's like, I want to give you a second chance. They checked all the cameras, and there's no evidence that what was said is true. And we think it doesn't hold up because, which I'll explain this more in depth later, the girls are in a different wing, a different building. So for them to start a rumor like this, to start a room like this is false, because they're not even in our building. I'm gonna explain that to you in another story. So she's like, we're gonna go through a 3-week process. We're submitting to the state, because this is a state grant program, and as long as we get approval to let you back in, we'll let you back in. I'm like, all right, thanks, because, you know, if you're just letting me back in, why are we having a meeting? I was like, why don't you just, I was nice though, but I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, so why is this meeting going on if you're just submitting it to have me back in the program?
They were actually opening themselves to legal trouble. Because if they're saying you did something to the girls or something, and the video shows that you weren't at the girls' dormitory, because they had the videos of people going in and out, you could see. So if you weren't on the video, then they got nothing.
Well, the rumor was so bogus that once I tell you the rumor, you're gonna be like, why would they kick you out in the first? Like, it's a goofy rumor, but like I understand because I was a clown, you know, I was goof, and I wasn't mature at the time. I was very immature, but yeah, obviously they got in some issues somewhere. They was like, we have to let you back in. And they let me back in, and then the junior year and senior year, they loved me, and I was much different. I came with a different approach after that.
Okay.
But
So it was a maturing process for you.
yeah, it was a maturing, but I was still well respected. It was like I was me, but more on a low key level, like,
Right.
which was good because it humbled me. But it was like a beyond scared straight type thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the next 2 years were the best 2 years. Because the junior year was the first year where we was going to start, or sophomore, it's the first
So
year.
you did it for 4 years, 9th, 10th?
4 years. Well, actually, we did do it a little bit 8th grade summer, so 4.5, but 4 to be technical. But, because we did some, like, preparation and, like, state testing before 9th grade. But, yeah, so it was cool. It was cool. And walking in colleges, especially ones like Carnegie. Carnegie is insane.
I like visiting colleges.
Carnegie is, yeah, I kind of want to visit more colleges. For real. College is a heck of an experience.
The University of Pennsylvania, I was taking classes there. That's like going to Stanford or something.
For real?
Yeah, it's a pretty highly rated college.
That's where Elijah goes.
Yeah, it's a highly rated college.
But he got such an ego because he goes there. I should go there just to. He wants me to go there, but I didn't feel like that was what I wanted to do. I like this Douglas.
I like University of Pennsylvania. I liked it, but for me, I was older. I was paying for it out of my own pocket.
Yeah.
It was back then. It was $2,000 a class. I was taking 3 classes. So that was $6,000.
Yeah.
And they were telling me I'd make $40,000.
What year was that?
Around when I married my wife, 1995.
Wow.
96. And anyway, the teachers were saying, well, when you graduate, you make like $40,000 a year. And I was like, well, I'm making more than that now. I was a pay cut. And so I was like, so I kind of took the motivation from it. And then I was taking the classes, and I just felt like it was kind of dumb. Like the one was a business, a small business class, and I just felt the guy who was teaching it didn't know what he was talking about. You know, I grew up running businesses, so it was kind of goofy.
Facts. You like you was already an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I was already an entrepreneur, and I felt like I was jumping through their hoops just because they wanted me to, which isn't all bad. I mean, that's part of discipline and just learning, but I just realized like this is the teacher gave me a B minus, and I got 100 on the test, but he gave me a B minus, and half the class, or at least half the class, went up after the test. It was the first test he gave us, to like argue points, like because he was marking stuff wrong just because you didn't say it verbatim the way the book did. If you deviated from what the book said, he just marked it wrong because he like didn't have the discernment to know the answer.
That's what I hate about like I feel like it's too uniform for me.
I literally would have had to have argued every single question he had.
Yeah.
There was a whole line of people, so I couldn't really do that.
Which is dumb.
And so he gave me every point I argued, and it got me up to like a B plus or something. I was like, all right, that's good enough, whatever. Or it got me up to a B.
Is it hard?
I forget what he gave me. What's that?
Was it hard?
I would say in some ways it was ridiculous. It was just stupid. Like my calculus teacher,
he was making the he was making the things hard on purpose. He wouldn't even teach something, and then he would quiz you on it. So it was annoying.
Yeah, another thing about college that I really,
But I had the second highest grade when I quit.
another reason why I'm really
No,
happy.
actually, I was tied for the highest when I quit.
Another reason. Go ahead.
But it was stupid because I was taking another calculus class because I heard it was hard.
Uh-huh.
The calculus class I was taking, so I took it in a community college at the same time. So I had calculus 2 in both classes, and in most ways the calculus 2 at the community college was a harder class. They were having to do trigonomic functions and stuff like that, and at Wharton they weren't making you do that. They were just making you do what you needed to do, I guess, to learn probabilities for stock options and stuff like that. But I know the teacher thought when I withdrew from the classes, it wasn't because of the school. That wasn't really why I withdrew completely. But my friend and I wanted to, Mitch and I were going to start a business. And if we were going to do it, we had to do it right then. So I dropped out of the classes because I felt like they weren't really helping me anyway.
Like a Bill Gates.
Kind of like a Bill Gates, exactly. Except my story didn't have a happy ending like Bill Gates or Steve Jobs or whoever else. I mean, he didn't have a bad ending, but it didn't have a $1 billion ending or something. Because Mitch was not the... Mitch surprised me. He was a little bit greedier than I expected him to be. And selfish, so it didn't work out. But Mitch and I are good friends. Sometimes you just can't be friends in certain ways with people. Business as well.